The Dead Romantics was actually called Ghost Boners. I went to go visit Ashley Poston last night. Hey guys, it is now June 26th. We just got our prompt for the 9th leg, so I'm gonna watch the video real quick and see where we are going, and I will come right back. We have just found out we're going to Auckland in New Zealand, and it is to read a book with water on the cover, so that could be like ocean, lake, pool, whatever. Unfortunately, neither of the books I currently am reading and finishing fit this prompt, so Taste Like Sugar is just gonna have to be a sightseeing prompt, and then same with Next to You. Let me go kind of peruse my shelves and see what I've got that's got water on the cover. All right, I think I found a book. I had one in mind, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to just use it for the city prompt. I'm gonna be doing NetGalley sprints on Friday, and so I wanted to read this book on Friday. But I was looking at Rubber Ducky Shifter Next Door because there is like a girl in a tub with like bubbles and stuff. That one is a short story novella with like a rubber ducky romance kind of thing. It's only 100 and some pages, which I might just use it for sightseeing instead because it's so short and I can get more points with it being short. So I do have a NetGalley book that is an audiobook called The Summer of Yes. And so here's a picture. Obviously there's a big water source in the background. I'm not sure if it's like ocean or lake or what. It's got really good ratings. Currently with 624 ratings, a 4.34. This one, it says a near-death experience catapults workaholic junior editor Kelsey Worthington into changing her life one yes at a time. So she's always dreamed of being a writer, but she settled into a routine of helping other people tell their stories in her job as a junior editor. She doesn't go outside of her comfort zone. Her relationships are safe, her job secure, her existence is stable, and she's great with that. And then the accident. So while she's in the hospital overnight, she meets an older woman named Georgina Tate, a glass ceiling shattering, wildly successful businesswoman. Georgina sacrificed everything to become the woman she is today, but now with a pair of failing kidneys and only a handful of months left to live, Georgina is forced to come face to face with her regrets. Kelsey is forced to reckon with her own list of things I'll do someday, and she starts to ask a simple but life-changing, what if I said yes to all the things I normally say no to? And the yes plan is born. So it takes some convincing, but Georgina finally agrees to go along with Kelsey on her summer of yes adventures. The two of them set off to see what might be out there waiting for them if they simply open themselves up to it. Together, they say yes to whatever comes their way. A whole day of being tourists in their own New York City, dinner with strangers, a convertible that is far from practical but so much fun. But when Kelsey springs a surprise visit to Georgina's son Hayden and Georgina's ex-husband, who is not so much of an ex, and the older woman is less than thrilled, but this is where the true journey begins. Two stories of love, forgiveness, regret, romance, and finding a way to live a fearless life intertwine as these two women make an indelible impression on each other. And it all starts with a simple yes. So I'm just going to say yes to this book. It comes out July 1st, so just a few days from now, which is perfect. So I can review this and read it before it comes out. This is a clean romance chick lit kind of book. I don't know how religious it's going to get, but it is through HarperCollins Christian Publishing. So again, it's probably a little bit more of like a clean contemporary romance. So we'll give this one a shot and see how it goes. I do love the cover. It's very colorful. Yeah, I'm going to finish these sightseeing books first, just so I have something to stockpile up. And then we're going to get into the Summer of Yes. Hey friends, it's now Thursday, June 27th. I've just sat down to eat my breakfast, which is this lovely Pride bagel. It's just an egg and cheese bagel, plain bagel, but it's rainbow colored, which I love. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my experience last night meeting Ashley Poston. I went to go visit Ashley Poston last night and I got all of my books signed. She was very fun, very quirky, and I loved getting to ask her a question. During the actual talk, she was like telling us about herself. Now she has 3 cats and she's like, ask me about them later. So when I raised my hand to ask my question, I said, first of all, happy belated birthday, because her birthday was June 19th. And then I said, also, can you tell us about your cats? So she did tell us about her 3 cats. During the conversation, she was also telling us a little bit about her books and how the titles were not what they currently are now. Like The Dead Romantics was actually called Ghost Boners. When I went up to get my book signed, she was like, do you want me to personalize it? And I said, no. And I don't know if she asked why, but I said, no, because I have this thing where if I die, I want my books to go on to whoever they're going to go on to, and then they not have this random Vanessa person's name in them. So anyway, she signed the book, and then I just looked at it this morning, but it says Ghost Boners. How freaking cute. I was also telling her a little bit about Sarah Reddy, who writes the Ghosted series. She writes a lot of other books too. I said, yeah, Sarah Reddy has a book called Ghosted, and actually reminds me a lot of the Dead Romantics. Like, they're very similar, obviously very different, but like very similar. She wrote that down, and I hope that she reads them because I think she would like them. The 7-Year Slip. So obviously this book follows Clementine, and if you've read the book, you know, Lemon. So she wrote "Hello Lemon" up here and obviously signed it. So I like that little touch of personalization. My ticket did come with a copy of A Novel Love Story, and this one is also signed, but it's just signed like regularly, like nothing else. I'm pretty sure she just went through a bunch and signed them all. For this copy I had bought, and I was going to read it before meeting her, but it didn't come in time. It came the day of, and I didn't have time to read. So she wrote, "Welcome to Eloriton," which is where this story, I guess, like takes place. So yeah, I got all 3 of my lovely Ashley Poston books signed. That was very exciting. Sarah Adler was like the moderator, co-author at this event. She is the author of Mrs. Ash's Nashes, and she also just came out with this book called Happy Medium. Both authors write like more paranormal, and that was like kind of a running joke of like, oh, so you both write about dead people. So I picked this up to support the author and to see what this is about, and like how freaking cute. There's like a little ghost coming out the chimney here. I'm very excited to read this, and I'll probably pick it up more closer to spooky season, just because like that's the vibes it's giving me. With like, she looks kind of like witchy with her like crystals. Look at this very cute little goat. Looks like a cow goat. But B.K. Borison actually blurbed this. An absolute delight, quick, clever, and fantastically fresh. And Sarah Adler actually told us that she didn't have to rewrite her book, versus Ashley Poston had to rewrite The 7-Year Slip like 8 times, and then A Novel Love Story like 5 times. Sarah Adler was saying how she takes, you know, 10 months out of the year to write her book, so all of that editing and rewriting is done then. So she takes 10 months to write her first draft, versus like Ashley Poston might take a month or 2 to write her book, or however long it takes. This one unfortunately is not signed, but that's a-okay. But I'm here repping East City Bookshop. That is where that's where I went for this event. I got like a cute little sticker because this is the second event I've gone to at their store. And next month, I am very excitingly going to see Julie Soto. So I have a little bit of time to read Not Another Love Song by her. And apparently they're doing karaoke after with a couple of local romance authors. So I'll pop those people up on the screen who are coming and what that event's going to be about. But very excited for that. And then the last book I got from East City Bookshop, by the way, is The House in the Cerulean Sea. This is by TJ Klune. I picked this up because I saw it and I was like, oh, well, I have to read this for book club anyways. The one thing that drives me crazy, it is one of these books that has like that half cover. It looks cool, but I hate it. This will be very exciting to start in September. Yeah, I'm excited to start this one in September. So anyways, I am going to work on a little bit of editing today, and I'm currently sprinting for about another hour and a half. I'm still working on The Summer of Yes by Courtney Walsh. I'm about 42% into the book, so I will probably finish it today, especially if I focus and get all my editing done that I want to get done. But I'll catch up with you guys later. It is 9:20 p.m. I just finished The Summer of Yes, and I wrote up my review. It was so good. It was like, I'm thinking it's like a 4.75 rounded up to 5 stars on Goodreads, because you can't do the quarter ratings, but it was so good. Basically, it's between Kelsey and Georgina. What happens is Kelsey wakes up in the hospital after like being in a car accident. Like, somebody hit her. I think she was a pedestrian and somebody hit her. So she wakes up and she's like, what happened? I don't have time to be in the hospital. Like, I have some work to do. And later on, she meets Georgina, who's her roommate in the hospital. This wealthier, older woman who spends her whole life working. Super successful woman, but unfortunately it's come at a cost of like her marriage and knowing her son, and she hasn't like talked to them in 20 years and all this stuff. So while they're recovering and stuff, Kelsey decides, we're gonna like do this summer of yes thing where, you know, we're just gonna say yes to everything that comes our way this summer and just like get out of our own way, essentially. Kelsey's going about saying yes to everything. She kind of gets tangled up in Georgina's life, finds the son, ends up falling in love with the son, and they actually end up being a really cute fit for each other. Georgina's meeting up with her ex-husband. They never got divorced, so I don't know what to call that. And you kind of see their relationship and the shame that Georgina feels because she's just kind of like let work rule her life. They learn a lot throughout the way. They make these really great friendships among each other. They find love. They find the importance of just living life and not working, which I love the story behind that. Literally, I feel like a lot of my colleagues, all they want to do is work and work and work. As I'm literally sitting here at 9:20 at night and I have coworkers texting me about stuff. I'm like, guys, it is not, no, boundaries, please. This book was just so good and I highly recommend it. I love the audio, but it does come out on July 2nd, so not too far from now, but I hope that you decide to pick it up and you enjoy it just as much as I did. I guess I have arrived in Auckland and now I'm going to submit my points for sightseeing so that I can get a little bit of GRC, because I did read Tastes Like Shakur and I haven't submitted that yet, so I'm going to submit it now because it's a host favorite. Gotta gain some GRC. I am currently running kind of low. Let's see, how much do I have? Okay, yeah, I'm kind of running a little low on GRC. I only have 450 GRC left. I've literally taken the plane every single leg except for the last couple of legs, and then I guess it's okay to spoil now because we're in the 4th week. Team Romance, during the 3rd leg, we actually got to fly for free because we were first place. So that really helped a lot with that leg and being able to fly. But now I'm running out of money, so I need to earn a little bit of money to be able to fly. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna pick up next. I might do a little strategizing and see if I can get a little bit more GRC or maybe some sightseeing points, because I do have a lot of manga and graphic novels to read and I'm not quite ready for bed yet, so I'll come back with my updates once I figure that out, if I do figure it out tonight. I think I'm gonna go with Lore Olympus Volume 1. As you can see, it is a graphic novel. I am going to count this for a book with more than 100,000 ratings on Goodreads because this book has 138,000, more than that, with a 4.26 rating. And I am going to consider this to be like fantasy romance, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be heavily romance leaning, so I'm checking off the box for team genre. So this will get me 450 sightseeing points, and I think I can finish this tonight in the next 20 or so minutes, so I'm going to get to reading. It is now July 28th. I finished Lore Olympus early this morning, so submitted my sightseeing points for this. I ended up doing the read a book with over 100,000 ratings on Goodreads, and then also team genre, more romance related. So I think I got 450 points for this. I have started a book called Our Vengeful Souls this morning. It is one of my NetGalley books, and I'm also doing NetGalley sprints at the moment. And so far, what I know is that Soraya and Triton are siblings. Triton wants to keep the position of the ruler, the next position on the throne. So in order to do that, he turns his sister into a human and strips her from her magic. And he also curses her by saying if you ever were to return, you would turn into a monster. So that's kind of like the brief synopsis. I don't know what else I'm getting into, so I'll update you as I go along to see if it's something that you Hi guys, it is Saturday, not July. It is Saturday, June 29th. I was out kind of late last night. I fell asleep in the car on the way back home. So when I got home, I like immediately crawled into bed. We went out for my partner's brother's birthday. And while we were at their house, I just was like reading Garlic and the Vampire. Like everyone was trying to finish eating dinner, which they had Maryland crabs. And if you know, peeling crabs and stuff it's a lot of work. So anyways, I only had 2 because I was done with it after 2. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But this book is so cute. It follows Garlic, this little piece of garlic here, or little garlic creature. Wow. So this follows Garlic, and basically the little garden of vegetables, because Garlic and her friends, there's like celery, carrot, turnip, etc. There's a witch who like brought them to life essentially. They all see this like house in the distance that was like abandoned, and all of a sudden it starts like producing smoke from the chimney. And so they're like, oh my gosh, we heard that like a vampire used to live there many years ago, so we're gonna have to go get rid of him. And they're like, but Garlic is the one who should go because vampires are not keen on Garlic. The witch equips Garlic with like this wooden stake and some seeds. There's just like all these little myths that like vampires like have trouble like just to overcome vampires. So Garlic goes and, you know, finds out that the vampire's not so bad after all. But this was just so cute. I definitely had a couple of things that I was giggling at. This is obviously middle grade, but when they would be like, oh, grapes, chives and cheese. It got me. It was so cute. The art style was really cute, very easy to like understand and everything like that. Last night when I crawled into bed, I was just trying to like wind down. I was tired, yes, but I needed to read for like 20 minutes or so. So I actually started Sheets because it's due back in my library. Didn't get too far, and I was trying to find a good stopping point because I wanted to go to bed. So I got to page 38. I'll probably try to finish at some point today so I can drop this off at the library tomorrow, along with a big old bag of books. But today I am doing Zodiac Academy Sprints, and we are going to be starting book 2. So this is Ruthless Fae. I don't know anything about this one, so I'm going to find out. And we did, by the way, last night we got our next Amazing Readathon leg. So it's the final leg. We didn't get a detour, so that was surprising. But we got our 10th leg, and we are going to LA. The prompt is to read a book that you want to see turn into a movie adaptation. So I'm probably going to just count this book towards that. Our team also unfortunately came in last place for the first time. So we have an extra challenge of the book cannot have A-N or the in the title. So Zodiac Academy, Ruthless Fae doesn't have any of that. We're gonna read this, and unfortunately again, I have to walk because I don't have enough GRC to just take the middle road. But this book is like 500-ish pages or so. So if I walk, I take half the points, half the pages or whatever. So about 250 pages. That's not terrible to put towards my team. I do have several books that I can submit for sightseeing. So I'm like ready to go. I'm gonna try to finish this up. I don't know if I'll finish it today. I'm gonna try to finish this probably by tomorrow. I guess I have to finish it by tomorrow, right? True. Yeah, I have to finish it by tomorrow because that's when the Amazing Readathon ends. So I'm going to read that, and I've got Garlic and the Witch. I'll have Sheets, and then I have another book, Our Vengeful Souls, to submit towards some sightseeing points. I may have something else. I'm not sure. I have to go check my log here. Tell me how I just finished Our Vengeful Souls, and like so many things connected. I clearly have been living under a rock to not know that Ursula from The Little Mermaid is King Triton's estranged sister. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know that. Like, maybe I just don't pay attention to stuff. Anyways, I just finished this book and I gave it 4 stars. It was really good. It's a very solid, strong 4 stars. It could be like 4.25, 4.5. But this book was so good. It follows Saraya, who is actually, little do we know, Ursula. I didn't connect these dots until the very end of the book, but Saraya is basically trying to gain vengeance on like what Triton did to her. He cursed her and cast her out because he wanted the throne, and it was actually her rightful place, but this place just like didn't allow females to become rulers and things like that. So Triton like cast her out, curses her, and she ends up coming back as a monster because she touches the water after like saving this little girl. It was part of this big plot. And so she returns to her home and tries to fight Triton, and then he was like, no, it's gonna turn into a war, and her sister was trying to stick up for her, and sister got entangled in this, and then they were gonna kill the sister, but she wanted to side with Saraya. It was a whole thing. So in order to save her sister yet again, they just like made a deal. At the end of the book, we kind of still see that like Saraya is bitter. She's just like, well, Triton's the reason why I like went to the land and fell in love with Callan, and then Callan or Callahan, I don't remember his name, and because I was listening to the audio and it like it's hard to distinguish, but anyways, he ends up dying, and you know, Saraya's like upset about that, and so she's like, I have nobody now, like I'm outcast essentially, and there's nobody for me. So then in the epilogue, we find that Saraya is in whatever world she's in, like under the sea or something, and her niece, which is like Ariel, I don't know if that's her name in the book, she's like telling her like, take this, you can go to the land, but remember like you can't come back, like once you have feet you can't come back, blah blah blah. She wants to off her, she wants to take the thing that means the most to Triton, which is his daughter. So it was like a really good villain origin story at the end there. But I didn't know that at the beginning, so this was a really good book. I had a really good time. I would recommend this. I'm sorry if I spoiled this for anybody who wants to read it. I'm still on a sprint, so I have about 60 minutes left on my sprint, and I think I'm going to try to get through Sheets so I can submit some sightseeing points before I pick up Zodiac Academy Book 2. This whole day was supposed to be dedicated to reading Zodiac Academy, but I switched up my plans to just get my leg 10 off my plate and just like submit it for baby points. I think I only got like 100 and something points or something. Yeah, so I submitted for points, and I'm only gonna get like 152 points because my book that I just finished, Our Vengeful Souls, I would love to see this become an adaptation. It's obviously not. It's like a retelling, but so you hear some things, but I don't know if this particular book is not an adaptation, and it doesn't contain the words a, and, or the. I had to walk. And I'm at 152 points so far. And sightseeing is just going to get me a lot of points, especially if I knock out some short books. I think in between reading Ruthless Fae, even if I don't finish it tomorrow, I can still read a bunch of like graphic novels and things. I've got a whole stack over here that I'm working my way through. Sheets will get me a good chunk of points. I think Sheets will get me 400 points for a book with a non-human main character. I'm pretty sure one of the characters is a ghost. So I'm just getting into it. I'm only like 38 pages in, but I will let you know how this one goes. This is so cute. He flies into the laundromat and he's just like, like, I'm gonna steam myself, I'm gonna iron myself. And I guess now he's going into the washer. This is really cute. Started Garlic and the Witch, and I think this is kind of like the origin story of Garlic and her friends. So the witch just planted some seeds and she's like, oh, I guess it didn't work. And then here we go. They pop out. They're so cute. This is just such a cute little gray book.
It tastes like honey, call me hurricane. Waking up to the sun when I'm out again. I didn't let it shake me when the pieces fell out of place. Unlock the giants, I'm too young for dying. I fight with defiance, hard to fit in when I'm flying, flying. Fit in when I'm flying, flying. Someday never comes, road trips and shotguns. Sunshine on my skin, smile is kicking in. Vibes are in the air, jumping everywhere. Endless nights, 'cause summer's on my mind.
We are about to get the Amazing Readathon results. So far we have, oh no. Okay, so far we have Team Fantasy, 5th place. Sci-Fi, 4th place. Spooky, 3rd. Romance is in the top 2. Okay, so Romance got 2nd place. Oh my goodness. That's so good. So good. Oh man. That's amazing. Well, it was a very fun end to the month of June, and congratulations to everybody who participated, because no matter what, you're a winner for reading. But I will see you guys next year for the Amazing Readathon. This was so much fun, and thank you so much to Bree over at 4 Paws in a Book, as well as all of the other lovely co-hosts and producers for just putting on an amazing readathon.
I'm drenched in sunshine and good times, changing the station with an open mind. I don't wanna sound selfish, but I'm not